Whereas, like you can find the hardware. We know hardware means the physical appliances. It might be E series, P series, or V series, any one of the series. We're going to use it in production. Then VMware vSphere means our ESXi hypervisor, right? Hypervisor, vCenter, all this comes under this VMware vSphere. Then for storage port, like for storage, we are going to use VMware vSAN as the option, like primary option for storage. And VxRail Manager, it's going to take care of the complete life cycle management of all those components, hardware, VMware vSphere, vSAN, all those life cycle. Like when we say life cycle, which means like patching the components, updating the components, upgrading the components, all this will be taken care by this VxRail Manager. Okay, and also this will be used to monitor the complete VxRail environment. Okay, so now you should, when we are going as a support person for VxRail, you should have a good knowledge on hardware, then VMware vSphere, then VMware vSAN, and then VxRail Manager. These are the 4 components you need to concentrate. Okay, but here in this training, we are not going to cover the VMware vSphere like ESXi and vCenter, those stuffs, because VMware, it's a different training, right? So here we are going to focus on VxRail Manager, vSAN, and the hardware nodes. These 3 will be covered on this training. Okay, excluding ESXi and vCenter. Okay, so now let's get into that deployment process. Now we got an idea like what are all the hardwares which is available as VxRail appliance, and also what are all the VxRail versions available. Now let's start with VxRail deployment step by step. Suppose the example which we are going to take here is, this is a new data center. Okay, and here you are going to start your VxRail deployment from the scratch. Okay, so from the scratch, how you are going to start the deployment. So here, I just included few steps related to the architect side. Okay, because when we're designing environment, and solution architect will be involved, right? So yes, from solution architect perspective, what are the activities he do, and after that, what are the activities we are going to perform as a VxRail admin or a VxRail consultant. Okay, so let's get into this. So from architect perspective, first you need to understand the business requirements of the customers, right? For what purpose they're going to use, like this VxRail environment. So first you need to understand the business requirement of the customer. Based on that, he need to choose the model, the vSAN capacity, storage capacity, and then backup, monitoring, antivirus, everything you need to decide based on understanding the business requirement of the customer. So what the architect has to do, he has to get in touch with the customer, discuss, it should be a discussion between the architect and the customer, understanding, the architect will ask for all the inputs, the customer, they will share the requirement. After collecting all the requirements, this architect will prepare a document called HLD and LLD, and that will be shared with client for approval. Based on that, they will go for next level process. So first process, I'm saying it from, see, when I say deployment, I'm not starting it from the deployment itself. I'm just starting it from the scratch, to understand in a better way in a new data center how the deployment will be followed. So first is understanding the business requirement of the customer.
One question I have in this VxRail, like in C7000, like that those converged model we have now, we discussed yesterday. We have that module switch as a module which is connected. Does these VxRail, they also have a switch as a module connected in this appliance?
No. It's not there.
So switch is always a separate additional
switch. Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. So here business requirement first they need to understand. Next is, when they say about business requirement, there might be different requests which may come from the customer. I just included, some requirements. So one of the reason they may ask for, VxRail implementation is data center modernization. They might have running with old traditional infrastructure. So to modernize the data center, they may ask a plan from the architect, like so that the architect can suggest this VxRail. That is one use case. Next is, like virtual desktop infrastructure. Suppose if I'm planning for a new VDA infrastructure environment, that time, like I can go for this VxRail, because in VxRail we have V series of servers which supports virtual desktop infrastructure, right? So that time, like I can go for that V series of servers. So where this is required, where, like where the customer requirement is, they need large number of virtual desktops. That time, this option, like it's best suits the customer. Next is the customer is already running an infrastructure, but they're planning to open a new branch office. That time there are possibilities, like we may suggest this VxRail hardware infrastructure. Then next is mission critical applications. Suppose if I'm not going to say already I'm having an traditional VMware environment, but I'm going to like change the cluster of my mission critical applications with the VxRail cluster. That time there are possibilities, like customer may choose this.
Okay.
So I'm already running an VMware environment, but I need a disaster recovery site. That time period also, like we can use this VxRail. Then next is, like hybrid cloud integration. The customer is going for VCF, VMware Cloud Foundation. That time they can choose the VCF to run on VxRail. And we can use the VxRail for big data and analytics. If this is the requirement customer, we can very well suggest this VxRail. Then next is, like the customer business is related to healthcare and IT. Then there also we can use this. Then education and research oriented customers also we can suggest VxRail. Then for edge computing. Edge computing means, like which connects with both public and private cloud kind of stuff. Okay.
This intensive, hands-on training program is designed to provide comprehensive knowledge and practical experience with VMware VxRail. The course focuses on the deployment, configuration, management, and troubleshooting of VxRail components, enabling participants to confidently build and operate a modern, integrated hyper-converged infrastructure. The training consists of 40 learning hours, and we offer two flexible options to suit your schedule: a 5-day fast track for those who want to complete the course quickly, or a 1-month regular track for a more paced approach. We also offer flexible timings based on individual availability to ensure the best learning experience. This training is delivered entirely online, so you can join from anywhere with ease. For any inquiries or to enroll, please contact us at 93619136611. And finally, don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel, SMS Tech Desk, for more tech tutorials, updates, and training content. We look forward to learning with you.